Hi friends, welcome back to yet another episode of The Conscious Way. So today we will talk about how to overcome our challenges. So we all face challenges in our lives at some point or the other. And whenever a challenge comes, and at that point of time, if we are not prepared, then it becomes such a big problem for us. We get so involved in that problem that we become part of that problem. So today we will learn how to face and overcome our challenges with 5 tools which will help you to become solution oriented rather than problem oriented. It will help you to remain even minded and poised when you come across a challenge and get detached and step out of the situation to ask yourself, why has this challenge come? What is it trying to teach me? When we view a challenge like this, when we try to understand and learn from the challenge, then we will have a very different perspective towards that challenge. And it will no longer seem like a problem, but an opportunity for learning and growing. So when you look back in your life, you will realize that every difficult time you faced, it helped you to grow, become stronger and become wiser as a person. So as we discussed in the last episode, why do we face challenges? You may watch this episode as I will put the link below in the description for you to access and understand in detail the 3 main reasons why challenges come. And these 3 reasons were, they come for our own growth because we have to learn certain lessons to overcome a challenge. And until we learn those lessons, the challenge will remain. Then they come to help us learn certain spiritual qualities like humility, patience and faith. They also come because of the law of karma, a result of our own past actions which we need to face and learn certain lessons. So whatever may be the reason, there are so many challenges that we face in our lives. Let me list down a few of whatever I could think of. So we face emotional challenges in relationships with family, with parents or siblings, sometimes our friends or partners. We also face professional and career challenges. We face challenges to get the right job, right business. We face challenging work environments, a difficult boss and office politics also. Then we have psychological challenges. We have insecurities and depressions, feeling of emptiness and loneliness despite having everything that we need in our lives. We have issues with anger and jealousy, which we must overcome to lead a happy and a fulfilling life. We all have habitual challenges also, like smoking, drinking, sometimes drugs, which are very strong addictions, which some of us are not able to overcome despite knowing the harmful effects of the same. We also have health-related challenges, an illness, a disease, sometimes an accident, which comes because of certain wrong habits or sometimes because of no reason which we can understand. And the 6th is the karmic challenges, which we carry with ourselves in this lifetime from our previous lives, like a temperament, nature, certain disease or a disability sometimes. The list goes on and on. But I assure you, we can overcome all these challenges with these 5 tools which I will be sharing. So we can categorize all these challenges in 3 brackets. We have direct challenges, indirect challenges and challenges with no control. Direct challenges are those which we are 100% responsible for. They come because of our actions and only we are the ones who can solve it. They generally come to us because of our habits, because of lack of knowledge and sometimes lack of our willpower. For example, challenges related to our health because of our habits like smoking, drinking and drugs. To overcome these, we have to learn to be more disciplined and change our habits. Our family and doctors can only advise us, but we have to put that effort and we have to develop a strong willpower to overcome these habits. In case of direct challenges, we must learn and change ourselves to overcome that challenge. And next, we come to indirect challenges in which we are partly responsible and there is one more person or a group of people or sometimes a situation which is also responsible. Example, when we are in a relationship, we are 2 people involved. It might be a relationship with our loved one, a family member, or it can be even our boss or third person, a colleague at work. Whenever there is a challenge in relationships, we feel we are right and blame everything on the other person. Whereas we have to learn to neutralize that situation from our side and grow more mature as a person. So in case of indirect challenges, we must learn and grow and evolve as a person. And the third category is when we have challenges on which we have no control. but we have to face them, as these come because of certain past karma of which we do not know anything about, like a loss due to an accident or a fire or a theft, certain illnesses or a disease, an accident. Sometimes we're born with certain disabilities. We don't understand why we have to suffer, but we have no option but to face these challenges. In such cases, what can we do? Because our complaining, cribbing, blaming others, nothing will help. What will help us is to accept the situation, as we do not have any control on it. We can learn from the examples of others and get inspired on how these challenges should not be a setback, rather another test. There are a lot of examples of such people who pushed themselves despite challenges, who overcame and converted these challenges and reached huge success and led a glorious life for themselves. I will share two very recent stories of very ordinary people who made themselves extraordinary by their sheer grit and determination. So the first story is of Shrikant Bhola, the movie Shrikant, which is on Netflix, and I recently saw it. He was blind by birth, but that did not stop him from dreaming. He did not accept this reality. He wanted to study science, but was refused, as studying science was not allowed for a blind person in India. He did not stop there and fought for his right to study and opened doors not only for himself but for every blind person who was not allowed to study science in India. And after that, he was refused admission to get into IIT, again because he was blind. But again, he did not succumb to that refusal and he did not give up. He set a higher goal for himself and was able to get an admission into MIT, one of the best institutes in the world. Today, that refusal from IIT was like an opportunity which made him consider MIT, and he went to USA. When he was determined, support came for him from God. Support came from his teacher, who sacrificed her life to help him achieve his dreams. He also came across a partner who trusted him and put his money on his dream project to start a factory, and today they run a very big factory where they employ all visually impaired people. You know, our former president, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, also invested in his company, and now he runs a very successful business with his teacher and partner and was recently awarded the Business Person of the Year. He is only 32 years of age as on today. The second story is of a great woman named Arunima Sinha. It's a novel which I read. It's called The Born Again on the Mountaintop. So Arunima Sinha's life is a story of power of human will, human resilience and determination. She was born in a small town in Uttar Pradesh, and she was a state level volleyball player with the dreams of joining the national team. So in 2011, when she was going for her selections for the national team, she was pushed out from the moving train in the middle of the night by some robbers. The accident resulted in losing her left leg, and her right leg required metal rod, and she was also suffered multiple spinal cord fractures. Despite this life-altering event, Arunima refused to let her circumstances define her. While recovering in the hospital, you know what she did? She resolved to climb the Mount Everest. And with immense determination and rigorous training, she achieved the seemingly impossible goal in 2013, just 2 years from the date of her accident. And she went on to become the world's first female amputee to scale the Mount Everest. And today she has scaled all the 7 highest peaks of the world. I heard her TED talk, and she said she doesn't know whether to thank God or not for that accident. Because if it hadn't been for that accident, she would not have been here today where she is in life. It was a very tragic time for her at that point of time, which somehow carved her present life. Otherwise, she would have been very contented with a life in a government job after her sports career, because that was the only dream she had at that point of time. Today, she is a mountaineer, she's a motivational speaker, and she was recently awarded the Padma Shri. There are so many biographies and movies which we have been made recently, and all are so inspiring, and I love to watch these, and I'll be sharing a list with you somewhere in future. There are 2 important lessons from these stories to apply to our own lives. So always embrace challenges with perseverance and determination. And second is cultivate a positive mindset. They both had a very positive outlook, focused on what they could achieve rather on what they had lost. When we take these challenges as sent by God and face them with resilience and faith, then God also responds. He responds by sending us support that can come from any person, from many directions. It can come from a family, friend, or it can come from any third person. because this is God's way of helping us with the encouragement and assistance which we need to pursue our dreams. So now let me share with you 5 tools which I spoke of, which can help us to overcome all our challenges. So the first tool is developing a strong willpower. Willpower is very important because that's the beginning of every action that we take. Only when we have the will to do something, only then we will be able to generate that energy and take an action. Our will generates energy, which in turn creates magnetism. And magnetism is what attracts solutions, opportunities, people to overcome the challenge and to attract success to our lives. Paramahansa Yogananda used to say, the greater the will, the greater the flow of energy. And the greater the flow of energy, the greater will be our magnetism. And one of the ways to develop a strong willpower is, whenever we get a challenge, break down and divide that big goal or a challenge into smaller manageable goals. This will ensure that you will start becoming stronger as you progress and overcome those small goals. Otherwise, if you take a big challenge and you don't have a good willpower, you will actually lose whatever will you even had in the first place. So focus your energies on things you can influence and control, and don't waste your energy on things which you cannot control. I have spoken about will, energy, concentration in detail in one of my previous episodes. I'll again share the link in the description. Do watch it to understand how developing magnetism helps you attract things which you need in your life. Second tool is visualization and affirmations. Another very effective tool to manifest your goals and dreams. You should visualize your goal as a reality in future and affirm that reality in the present with every thought, every word and every action that you take. While visualizing, also start feeling that you are changing, learning and growing every day. See yourself as achieving your dream in the future. You can do this visualization and affirmation exercise whenever and wherever you want. And you can also create your own affirmations. The one I use is, I just say to myself, I am strong, I am calm and I am poised during a challenging time. This helps me to always be conscious of being strong and calm during a challenge and look for solutions in a challenge rather than the problem. So whenever I face a challenging situation, I use affirmations throughout the day, whether during my morning walks or taking a shower or just driving, I keep repeating them to myself. Third tool is meditation. It is one of the most effective tools to develop a positive mindset and for developing concentration. A key to success in every undertaking. Meditation makes us calm and even-minded in all situations so that we learn to detach ourselves, step back and introspect on the situation and then respond rather than react. Meditation helps us to develop intuition. And intuition is an ability to perceive the truth, to know a solution or to receive an inspiration sometimes, not by any reason, logic or knowledge or analysis, but by simple knowing from within, from our heart. Intuition is what we sometimes call the sixth sense, a gut feeling or a hunch, which helps us to take and select the right decision out of the many options which we get sometimes. I would say it's God's way to speak to your soul. It's also called soul's power of knowing God. So the fourth tool is to select the right environment. Because environment is stronger than your own willpower also. So be very conscious of the environment and the people you associate with when you are going out through a challenge. Your company can help you develop a strong will and the right attitude. So be in the company of strong-willed and successful people who inspire and from whom you can learn. And remember to always seek advice from people who you look up to, who have an experience and have overcome challenges in life. Do not take advice from people and friends who have not yet faced challenges and don't know anything about overcoming the same. Their advice can do you more harm than good. So people around you have a strong influence on your consciousness. So select your circle and environment. And if for some reason you don't have an option of being with the right kind of people, then you can create your own environment of high vibration for yourself. You can read inspiring books. You can read inspiring stories of successful people and watch good biographies who have converted challenges into opportunities of so many people. And the fifth and an important tool is prayer. Prayer has the power to develop faith, and faith is what develops perseverance and resilience in us. So always keep praying for strength and courage, and also be flexible and receptive in life. Sometimes because God, if He wants to correct our path, God closes a few doors so that we may reach and open the right door to our goal and develop the right attitude and learning. You know, the example I shared of how doors of IIT were closed for Shrikant and the doors of MIT opened, but he had faith and determination. So, embrace your challenges and view them as opportunities for growth and transformation. Overcoming challenges is what makes a glorious life. It makes an interesting life and a fulfilling life. It's the life of a hero. So remember, we can change our destiny with every intention which we have in the present. The moment we change our consciousness, we start to change our thoughts. And our thoughts changes our plans, and our plans creates our actions. And with every action in the present, we start changing our destiny. Remember friends, every step you take towards being more conscious brings you closer to your own highest potential. So in the end, I hope you found this episode inspiring and insightful. Please share it with your friends and family and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, stay positive, stay inspired and keep shining. This is Dhruv from The Conscious Way. Take care and be well.